Super Sexy here with my top 10 Sega Genesis / Mega Drive 2-player simultaneous beat 'em up list. Number 10, Captain America the Avengers. This is a port of the arcade game. Positives for this game: solid visuals, great music. Same person that did this music did the music for Gauntlet 4, which is incredible, and Master of Monsters. I don't really play RPGs, but that has an incredible soundtrack too on the Genesis, and Midnight Resistance. So incredible music. It does have some of the arcade's voiceovers in English, which are funny. The big negative of this game is the up close combat. So the actual beat 'em up combat, the weight behind your attacks is really lacking. You don't really feel like you're popping enemies when you're using your close combat moves. What is a positive with the combat system is all 4 playable characters do have projectile attacks. Obviously, Captain America throws a shield. Hawkeye shoots arrows. Iron Man blasts his energy shots, or whatever the hell he calls them. And then Vision shoots a laser out of his eye. So overall, good pacing, solid visuals, great music. It's just fun, Combat system could have been tightened up, but other than that, no complaints. Number 9, which I'm going to say will rank higher on a lot of people's lists, the original Golden Axe. What do I have to say about this? For its time, it came out in late 1989. Incredible port. This is one of the best pre-Sonic Sega Genesis games, and I mean arguably the best system seller before Sonic, I think. 2-player co-op, obviously. They actually added a level to this port. So why is it number 9? In my opinion, is as great as it was for its time, the beat 'em up genre did obviously continue to get better, and game sizes got bigger, so you could add more enemies, more attacks, better visuals, better animation. So for its time, incredible. The negatives here are it's a limited move set. The fighting is a tad bit stiff, especially compared to some of the other beat 'em ups. Still definitely passable. Solid music, solid graphics, especially for its time. Good atmosphere. So yeah, number 9, Golden Axe, still fun to play. Number 8. Yes, this is the Japanese version. I have a bunch of Japanese games. Alien Storm is number 8. Awesome box. That's why I have this version. What is there to say? Alien Storm is basically a play on the Ghostbusters in ways, but you're busting aliens. And then it's very much similar to Golden Axe. Same team, I think, made the game. And it's just faster paced. So it's faster paced than Golden Axe. It came out in mid-91, so the visuals are sweet. It's got a nice, cool theme and atmosphere. Music's pretty solid. There's a couple really good songs in this game. Like I said, it's just a faster game than Golden Axe. And then it also has a little bit of variety thrown in there with side-scrolling, auto-scrolling kind of running shooter sections, and then gallery shooting sections are kind of the bosses in this game for the most part. But yeah, fast-paced game, solid amount of changing up the gameplay style so it doesn't get boring. Not an overly long game. It's like Scream Sega. Alien Storm Scream Sega. Number 7, another Japanese version. This is Hyperstone Heist, or in Japan known Turtles Return of the Shredder. So this game will probably be higher on a lot of people's lists. It's a great game. I actually prefer the soundtrack to Turtles in Time. I should say right away that this is basically Turtles in Time with a change here or there to the background. It uses so many Turtles in Time's ad sets. Obviously, the combat is completely used from Turtles in Time, recycled from Turtles in Time. It does have some of the original Turtle arcade kind of levels slash ideas here and there involved too. So it's an amalgamation. There is some original content in here too, which I think is the best part of the game, the original content. So yeah, Hyperstone Heist number 7 could have been better. This is the biggest thing with me. It has incredible soundtrack. Gameplay's solid, fast, responsive. The only complaint about the gameplay would be there's not tons of attacks, and it's easy. You can literally, it's a casual beat 'em up. I mean, people who don't really care about depth and beat 'em ups will really love this game. You can really mash the attack button and win without changing up your strategy. So my biggest complaint about this game though is stage 4, the gauntlet. It recycles the background. It recycles a bunch of bosses. It is literally like, it's just disgusting. You just wish they would have taken the time, which I know they're trying to get this out for Christmas in 1992, and they did. But you wish they would have taken their time and maybe had another original level there that really would help the game, or at the very least, at least give us some of the bosses from the Super Nintendo game instead of rehashing what's already been done. So number 7, it does a lot of things right. It's Konami. It recycles an incredible engine with Turtles in Time. Actually, I prefer the gameplay and music in this game, but Turtles in Time has all the heart and soul, and really plays to Turtles fans, love, which is way more visual eye candy in Turtles in Time, way more variety in the stages and bosses. So that's where Hyperstone Heist falls short. Golden Axe 2, what can I say? I think it's an awesome game. The big thing here that was working against Golden Axe 2 is it's on the same size cartridge as the original. So the original came out in the end of 1989, and Golden Axe 2 came out 2 years later at the end of 1991, but on the same 4 megabit cartridge. So immediately you need to understand bigger sprites, better animation, bunch more levels or playable characters or enemies is out the door. You're not going to get it. There's simply just not the memory to put that in the game. So for what the people making this game at Sega had to work with, I think it's about as good as they could have done. You have the same playable characters: Axe Battler, Tyrus Flair, and Gilius Thunderhead. What I do like about this game over the first is the combat is a decent amount smoother. You can now throw enemies. You have the ability to select the amount of magic you want to use. And then, to me, one of the most underrated soundtracks. I love this soundtrack. It is a thumper. It's got awesome drum sample. Really adds to the atmosphere. I like the stages in this game. I like the enemy design in this game. You just wish it was given an 8 megabit cartridge so they could have, kind of really improved the engine and sprite size and animation. But for what it is, awesome. Number 5, port of the arcade. Tough game to find, expensive, valuable, all that stuff. Punisher. Why do I have Punisher number 5? It is one of the most. It is probably the most brutal, vicious 16-bit beat 'em up there is. Tons of attacks you can use. So if you enjoy having a big variety in your moveset, the Punisher is gonna please you. All right, that sounded weird. So you can play as Nick Fury, the Punisher. Like I said, huge movesets. It's a pretty long game. It's got some beef to it. Like I said, vicious as far as 16-bit beat 'em ups go. Knives, pipes, bats, Uzis, pistols, machine guns. So many different weapons. So fun to use. I especially love the pistol segments when it kind of the crosshair comes up and auto fires for you. Pretty good amount of challenge this game can offer, especially on the higher difficulties. I think Sculptured Software, who ported this, a Western team ported this for Capcom. I think they did a pretty solid job. A lot of people are harsh on this, comparing it to the arcade, but they got most of the content in the game. it was scaled down. The one kind of complaint I would say is maybe the colors could have been optimized a little bit more. But other than that, music sounds pretty good. Sound effects are great for the most part, especially the gunfire. Almost all the moves are in there, and what move isn't in there? The giant swing. They actually gave this game an exclusive move. So yeah, really fun, vicious beat 'em up. Number 3. Oh, controversial. Some people hate this game. It seems to be getting a little bit more respect lately. Golden Axe 3. What more is there to say? It doesn't make the best first impression, but if you enjoy variety of moveset in your beat 'em ups, this game can go toe to toe with any 16-bit beat 'em up. Period. Huge movesets. You have 4 playable characters. You have the Axe Battler wannabe, Cane Grinder. You have the Tyrus Flare wannabe, Sasha Byrne, and now you have 2 characters that play, 2 new characters that play are fresh for the franchise. You have Proud Cragger, who's kind of like Golden Axe 3's Hagar or Max, and then you have Kronos the Panther, who honestly I think he's awesome. He's potentially the best part of the game. They did a really good job on his sprite, animation, moveset. So yeah, like I said, this game is just tons of content. I think my big kind of negative on this game would be the scope of the game was too much. So this game has an 8 megabit cartridge. It came out mid 1993, but it has 12 stages in it, multiple paths galore. Unfortunately, with those 12 stages, you could tell they're stretched thin on memory because it reuses a lot of assets and tiles. So a lot of the stages aren't the, best to look at. There's not a lot of eye candy in a lot of the stages. But there are a couple stages that do give you some eye candy and are solid to look at. Yeah, the biggest thing here is the combat system is awesome. Awesome. Huge combat system for all 4 playable characters. Each playable character has 4 different combos. They can block now. They have a sweep attack. They have 3 different jump attacks. There's team attacks. There's team magic. I know some of the people don't like the magic, but the team magic attacks are actually really solid to look at. It's a long game. It's difficult until you kind of get used to playing it. There's a grapple system in this, kind of like Streets of Rage, which is fun. Yeah, just so much depth and content in this game. If it got 16 megabit cartridge, it probably would have been a unanimous all-time great, considered an all-time great 16-bit beat 'em up. As it stands now, one of my favorite 16-bit beat 'em ups, still even with the, in a lot of places, mediocre visuals. Number 3, Streets of Rage. This, in late 1991, was the beat 'em up to have. Sega couldn't have done any more. It's only a 4 megabit cartridge. Sega couldn't have done any better with a 4 megabit cartridge. The amount of content in this game, considering the cartridge size, the music by Yuzo Koshiro, man, it is just a on-point game. It has a bunch of nice visual touches in each stage. Obviously, if you're gonna, kind of say a negative is, unfortunately, sequels did come out and did raise the bar on Streets of Rage, but for its time, Sega needed a game to go up against the Super Nintendo port of Final Fight, and Streets of Rage destroyed it. Point blank, destroyed Super Nintendo's Final Fight. So, yes, Streets of Rage is still absolutely playable. The sprite sizes get bigger and the animation better and more moves in the sequels, absolutely. But for its time, like I said, bar none, the best beat 'em up on a home console. And even today, even though there are other beat 'em ups that did have a bigger move set and more enemies and more playable characters, what it just does so well. So number 3, Streets of Rage. Number 2, the Japanese version of Streets of Rage 3, Bare Knuckle 3. Absolutely, obviously an incredible game. I would say it could have been even better with some different decisions made. So there's a lot of incredible music in this game, but this is one where I'd have to say that in Streets Rage 1 and 2, there was no kind of bad track or mediocre song. Here, there are a couple songs that just suck in the game, and I just don't understand why they're in there. Because there's tons and tons of music in this game, and a lot of it's only used for a minute or two here or there. And so if they placed the music a little different, you wouldn't even have had that kind of track or two that are just garbage. But positives for this game, it takes an already huge moveset from Streets of Rage 2 and actually adds to it. The combat system's faster and really addictive. Man, you have so much control over your characters in this game. They can all dash. It's a long game. There is a multiple path here or there. But honestly, I think stage, is it 4 or 5, with the when you're in the kind of subway or alleyway with the carts moving by, and then you end up with the ninjas in the corridor type thing with the carts coming. That level is just boring. It sounds like crap. It just boring ass level. So if they cut that level and kind of took away the multiple path, I think they would have been better off. So my favorite level in this game is actually when you don't save, I don't know, what is it, president, governor, or whatever. In stage 6, you end up in going to the White House in stage 7. So to me, that is the best song in the game. It's got a really cool background with the White House, and then inside the White House, and then you fight Shiva again. So I just really wish that had been a main part of the game where every time you play it, you get to play that level. So yeah, things working against this, not as consistent as Streets of Rage 2. There's a bunch of little things here and there that just don't have the same care that was put into Streets of Rage 2. A sound effect here or there, a move here or there that doesn't do damage like it should. And then also, my favorite character from Streets of Rage 2, Skate, unfortunately, Skate, to me, should have been replaced with Adam for this game. Adam obviously would have had a brand new sprite and a brand new moveset because he wasn't in Streets of Rage 2, so that's probably laziness on Sega's part not putting him in there. But yeah, now that everybody can dash, Skate just seems like, kind of why in there. He's a little bit underpowered in this game too. And then to put, Rue the Kangaroo in the game before bringing Adam back too is kind of slap in the face. Anyways, you're hard, a lot of people are hard in this game like I am, even though I do have it ranked number 2. It's because, what could have been. It's the sequel to the greatest, to me, beat 'em up of all time still. Honorable mention for that add-on the Genesis had. An incredible version of Final Fight CD. The only great beat 'em up on the Sega CD. It's crazy. You put out Final Fight CD in early 93 and you follow it up with nothing. So I don't know what to really say about the Sega CD and beat 'em ups. Final Fight CD is the game to play on Sega CD for beat 'em ups, and it's incredible. Better than the arcade in some ways with the music. The music in this game is awesome for the most part. It's pretty much as good as you could ask for on a Sega console back in the day. Obviously, all 3 playable characters, all the stages. You do have a time attack mode that each come with their own exclusive background. But the gameplay is on point. It's still difficult. There's 4 enemies on screen and a bunch of weapons, so you still get overwhelmed. Just incredible version of the game. Number 1, surprise to nobody. Streets of Rage 2. I honestly don't know what more to say about this. Visuals, music, moveset, pacing, everything is done with such care, such style. God, it's like anybody who played this as a kid like I did, I remember thinking, if this is how good games are right now, back in the day I was thinking this, how good, like I've kept thinking, how spoiled are we going to be when this game is considered mediocre because so many better games came out after it. how stupid do I look that this game I would still consider the best beat 'em up ever? Not to say that there's not a lot of great arcade exclusive beat 'em ups and beat 'em ups that came out on other consoles that give Street Rage 2 a run for its money, but wow, I mean, each character plays so different. Huge move set. When this game came out, man, like, you're just like, geez, there's so many moves to do. It never gets boring. Like I said, the visual interest in the backgrounds is constantly there, constantly changing. Sega really spoiled us. This was their answer. I know it's a different genre, one-on-one fighter versus a beat 'em up, but Streets of Rage 2 was 1992 Christmas season's answer to Super Nintendo having exclusive Street Fighter 2. They gave it 16 megabit cartridge. They literally put every bit of that memory to use. Absolutely incredible game. My favorite beat 'em up ever. That's the list. I think it is the definitive list of Genesis 2-player simultaneous beat 'em ups. I know you'll disagree, so tell me why I'm an idiot and what game should have been on the list and what game I overrated or underrated. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.